Okay, so Maureen, thanks so much for joining me tonight. I love using this form of communication in a lot of things that I do. And one of the things that both of us are actually doing, and that would be good to share, is that we had an event next Wednesday, and I wanted to just share about it because both you and I are actually members of an organization that works with a divine light energy, and it's called Tsukio Mahikari. And you've been very instrumental in bringing it to Broward County. Both of us live in Broward County. The main center of Tsukio Mahikari is in Miami. And we've been holding a weekly session at a facility in Broward, and we decided we actually want to do an event. So can you share a little bit about the event next week and the date, the time, the location?
Sure. Thanks, Bonnie. Thanks for setting this up. Very exciting. And just to clarify that the main center in Florida is in Miami. Our main center, it's a worldwide organization, so we have centers all over the world. So if you're anywhere else but in Florida, you can look it up and you can go receive this light energy anywhere in the world. So next Wednesday, August 17th, from 7 to 9 p.m., we are having an introductory presentation on the art of true light, which is what we call the practice that we do. And you'll get to explore spiritual tools that offer an acceleration of happiness. And I don't know about you, but I've found myself out of giving light and receiving light that I'm much happier, much more peaceful, much more in tune with myself and the universe out of this light energy. And the address for the event is 11850 West State Road 84. So it's in Davie. It's east of Flamingo, and it's in the River of Grass Unitarian Universalist Church congregation. Okay, it's a strip center.
Right, and it's actually the second turn in, like when if you're approaching from Flamingo and you're going back east, the first turn is to a school, I think, and then the second turn is into that strip mall, like you said. And if you miss that, you're going to go into an apartment complex, so you'll have to turn around. We've done that a few times.
I say the signs that are closest to the road, it's a biker shop. So when you see the biker shop, turn right, and we're on the left-hand side. And
I'll write it down in the notes. But, I want to mention something or bring something up, because we talk about happiness and smiles. And I'm actually a happy person, but, I always love to acknowledge source. And I think you have been doing this practice for probably maybe longer than I have. I found Tsukio Mahikari where we both knew each other back in Brooklyn, New York. Yay, Brooklyn. And that's 27 years ago. And I am so blessed and fortunate that I might be maybe naturally happy, but I'm clear that people pick up an energy. And even though I've almost like after 27 years take it for granted, it really is part of who I am. And it helps me generate happiness. And part of the practice is really having gratitude and really allowing all the blessings from the universe into our lives. And I know both you and I have had so many miracles. I was thinking, what would I say? And one of the things that I remember when I first found Tsukio Mahikari is I was 27 years old, and I remember like I was dating and it wasn't working out, and I just said, I met someone who told me about Tsukio Mahikari, and I said, you know what? I'm just gonna just kind of chill out, go to this light energy center, give up men and turn myself over to God. Not quite be a nun, but I was like tired of just whatever craziness was out in the world. And that's where I met my husband. Bill was there. He was one of the light givers. And what was fabulous is we were friendly for 6 months because he was dating someone at the time, and so was I. And we had such a solid foundation of who we were, and we had this practice that we did together that we knew each other for 6 months, dated for 3 years. and got married. And I really feel like after 20, well, we knew each other for 27 years, we're married 24 years. And I always feel that that's part of our foundation in what makes us have a 24-year long plus more to come marriage. And that's just one of the many benefits that I have had. Can you share about a benefit that you've had from being in the light energy?
Wow. So much of my life is based around that. I mean, I've had many things happen. I mean, I've been married for 31 years, and that in itself, in this day and age, you need something besides just yourself to empower you to be able to be married and stay married. You know, my family is all very healthy. I was diagnosed with colitis when I was 20, and it is completely gone. I don't have any of that. You know, on so many levels, but I think the main one for me is just having a spiritual relationship, seeing myself beyond just myself, seeing myself as a global citizen, being part of the world, being part of the divine energy, and sharing it with people and having people see what's available out of them and for themselves in their life. It's not meant to have anything healed or anything happen, but miracles occur. So it's just a wonderful, wonderful practice. And for me, it's really the basis of my life. And people enjoy being around me, they're calm around me. And that for me is due to the light. It's just who I am and what I bring in being in the light for so many years.
Right. And it's a real simple practice. I remember you know, people know me as someone who's always doing things, but I'm really not, I don't want to say I'm lazy, but it's not like, you know, you have to give I guess in a way I'm giving myself over to, but like, look at what we have. It's not like I have to stop living or go away anywhere. It really does get incorporated into my life. And
Totally.
yeah, and
there are no shoulds or have tos.
Right.
There's recommendations, but people can, you know, practice it the way they practice. And the first step is come and receive light. Come and hear about it next week, which is a big opportunity.
Right. You know, I was thinking about that. We can talk and we're sharing some really great miracles, but the reality is it's like anything, or in this particular practice, the experience of it is what happens. And I remember when I first found out about the light, you know, one of I had found out, I actually worked in the neighborhood in Brooklyn, and I couldn't figure out why I was working in this neighborhood. And then on the block where the center was I would sell shipping and packing supplies. And my manager said, knock on, and it just happened to be in a church, but we're not a church, but it has happened to be the building they were in. And I knocked on the church, and there was something about it that I had gone back after I finished working. And I remember this lady opened the door, and I wanted to learn what it was about. And she said, well, all we want you to do is receive this energy. And I said, that's it? Like, you don't want anything else from me? I don't have to give my life over. I don't have to do this. And and that's what I did. I would come and receive. And there was just something like, almost like I came home. And I learned afterwards, it's almost like my soul had a knowing there. If anyone's ever done any kind of practice where they feel connected, they have that feeling of I've come home. And that's what I felt like. And no one ever, you know, I wound up a month later taking on the practice, because I looked and I just had all these wonderful people around me that I didn't have. And then that's when, like you say, the miracles occurred. I wasn't working at the time. And then all of a sudden, when I made the commitment to become a member, this beautiful job opened up where I got to travel all over the world. And actually, like you said, not only is Tsukyo Mahikari in Florida, but I got to go to Brussels to the center. I got to go to Amsterdam to the center. I got to go to Paris to the center. I mean, like, this is incredible. Where else can you do that? And clearly it's all the miracles and the blessings that I've had over the years. So we could talk forever, but bottom line is we want you to come next Wednesday to our lecture. We're going to have the wonderful Kevin Stratman, who is the center leader, to talk about living in the light. Both Maureen and I are going to be there. Bill, my husband's going to be there. You'll be surprised at a lot of people that are members already that you may know. As a matter of fact, both Maureen and I are both Landmark Education graduates, and there are several Landmark Forum leaders that are members. They're not going to be there. I don't think they will. But you just don't know who is practicing the light. It's leaders in the world, housewives, children, as a matter of fact, as age of 10 and above can practice the light. So it's beautiful.
Many little babies can even receive the light. So come and hear about it. Come and receive light. Whether it's your first time or 10th time, just come, be with us, and it'll be a great opportunity. We'll also have some snacks afterwards. So, or
yeah.
before.
Yeah. And I promised, because I still have some ingredients, I'm going to make my famous raw vegan cashew cheesecake that was such a hit in my last get together. So not that you're coming for the raw vegan cheesecake, but it was very good, and I'm happy as part of my contribution to make it again. So we're going to come for many things, but mostly for community and to learn and to find out about the divine light energy of Sukya Mahikari. So we'll see you there, and I'll put some more information on it on the little video as well, so you can reach us. And thank you for the time, Maureen, and thank you everyone for listening. And most likely, and most importantly, we look forward to seeing everyone next week.
Right. Thanks, Bonnie.
Okay. Good night.